Good morning, this is Crystal from the Rain Dance Ranch. So I've been experimenting with this plant, Mathiola, also known as stock. And I grew some from seed last year. I started them in August outside on my patio and it was still pretty hot. It might have been September, actually, to tell you the truth. But sometime when it was still pretty hot. And a lot of them lived, and I probably planted maybe 6 of them in little pots, and I got 2 of them to grow to maturity and go into full bloom. I transplanted them into a large container, and by sometime toward the mid to end of February, they started to bloom and they were glorious. But also, look at how pretty they just look as foliage. So if you were to plant these in the fall, from seed, direct sown, or a transplant that was maybe a month old or 6 weeks old, this is what you might get. Now, these 2 were planted earlier on, and this one had been kept in a small Jiffy pod that was a 36mm Jiffy pod, if I remember correctly. And it just kept living, but it wasn't really thriving in the Jiffy pod. And I finally decided to stick it out here with these other ones. And maybe this one would be more grown on had I planted it at the same time. Now these 2, all of these were sown, like I said, in early August, and it is now early December. And they say that you can get them to bloom in the fall. And so next year I am planning to start them probably in July, like the first part of July. And so then at the end of September, well, if you can get them planted in October, then maybe by September, November, you might be able to get flowers. I don't know. And also, I do want to say that the soil in this ground, there's a lot of the, I guess you could say, native clay type soil, and there's a lot of rocks down in here. I didn't completely amend this planter. I just kind of did spot amending. So I'm wondering if these had been planted in better soil, would they be even bigger than they are? Because I do have some in a pot somewhere. Unfortunately, it's not handy, and they are like double this size. And the foliage just looks fabulous. I can't even believe what a great plant this is. So even if you plant this in the fall and you never get flowers in the late fall or anytime during the fall or winter, these I'm expecting to bloom by February sometime. At least begin to emerge. The flowers should begin to emerge by that time. And the flowers look fabulous for about 8 weeks, and they continue on, and they might start looking sparse, but the same flower lasts a very long time. These should be, I'm not sure, this is a different variety than what I did last year, and I believe these are single flower stalks, and they're sort of vertical, and then they I'm just trying to think, there's a lot of flowers like a gladiola. They kind of have that growth pattern, that vertical growth. And they smell absolutely divine. If you love stuff like, I'm just trying to think, well, if you love roses, but what they smell like is they smell like sweet cinnamon. It's like a combination of, what are those Hawaiian flowers? Plumeria. It's a combination of plumeria with cinnamon. It's fabulous. And so I just planted some stock. I tried to purchase this same kind of stock flower that I planted last year. It was called Cat's Pink, K-A-T-Z, and I couldn't get any seeds, or they were just like really expensive. And so I thought, well, let me try some different ones. And so these were a decent deal from a reputable seed company. I wish they had the pictures of them. One that I planted was an iron rose pink, and the other one is an antique pink. And they are just very, very pretty colors. I thought that kind of would fit with any other types of flower color combinations. But I did 72 of each color in a tray. And I planted them in those burpee cocoa coir pods. And I added vermiculite, blood meal, and mycorrhizae into each little pod. So hopefully that will give them the best chance for thriving and living their best lives, because I plan to pass these out to nurseries in my area or around town, around the metro area of Phoenix, and I want to grow these every year and hopefully sell them to nurseries. And they will also be included in my kabloom crates. So right now this is just one of my favorite annual flowers to grow, in addition to the petunia and the alyssum, which just, you know, anybody can have success with any of these annuals, as long as they're planted at the right time. And I plan to be the person who makes the best petunias, alyssum, and stock flowers. But also I can grow other types of annuals or relatively fast growing plant starts. You know, I can do a custom order. If it's a plant that I don't know about, I can give it a try. So if you are interested in learning more about my company, Rain Dance Ranch, at the time of this video, I do not have a website. I have a YouTube channel and an eBay store, although my eBay store is a mix of random things on top of plants, and I don't necessarily have these listed on there at the moment, any of these annuals listed on eBay at the moment. But you can always see what I've got to offer on eBay, and also look for me on YouTube at the moment. And if I sent this video to you, you probably have my phone number and know how to get in touch with me because I gave you my card. Okay, so thanks for watching, and yep, Mathiola stock flowers, gotta love them. Have a great day.